Well, hello, change makers, and welcome back to Mindset Live. I'm Marisa, and I'll be your trainer for today. Now, our environment can affect when we eat, how we eat, and even what we eat. So it's important that we keep it in order to eat a bit healthier. So today we're going to really talk about how to set up your space to make healthy eating a little easier and maybe even a little more automatic. So my hope is that by the end of today's session, you'll feel a little more inspired to take some action with the things that we're going to share, and you'll know that you can actually set your future self up for success with just a couple of things that you do right now. So, as we always do, before we get into the details of today's session, let's take a step back and think about gratitude. We like to start our Mindset Live sessions with gratitude because gratitude has been shown to impact us in so many ways. One way is that it really does help us to focus on what's going well in our lives, those little bit, sweeter moments. But also, it might have a really positive impact on our physical health and especially on our mindset. So what I'd love for you to do is just to take a second, tell me one thing you're grateful for. Just put it in the chat box at the bottom of your screen. And it can be anything, big or small, that you feel grateful for today. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and share mine. So I am really grateful today for the rain. I know that sounds weird, but where I am, it's been kind of hot already and a little bit dusty. So it's kind of nice to have the rain to sort of slow things down a bit and to cool things off, because the last couple of weeks have just been really a lot. They've been a lot. So it's nice to kind of have the rain to calm things down and to cool things down too. So I'm going to take a look now and see what kinds of things you are feeling grateful for. So I see someone else is grateful for a rainstorm. Those things can really make a difference in the summer, because it just can kind of change the mood. It cleanses the air and you just feel a lot cooler, which can put us all in a much better mood sometimes. I'm seeing that people are grateful also for the ability to still be able to work from home and to be able to enjoy family over the summertime. And let's see if there's anything else. Fresh coffee. I know that's a really important one, especially because I know a lot of us haven't been getting the sleep that we need over the last couple of weeks. So that fresh coffee really does come in handy. And that's a little thing, but it can make a huge impact on your day. So thank you so much for sharing those things that you are grateful for. I see a couple more coming in. Baby kale in my garden. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of jealous of that. I wish I had that to put into my smoothies. That's perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. So with gratitude fresh in our minds and in our hearts, let's go ahead and dig into today's topic. So today we're talking about setting up your environment to eat healthier. And I'm going to offer 3 main things that you can do to set up your environment to make it just a little bit easier to eat healthier without really thinking about it all the time. Now, if you think through this, we do a lot of these things unconsciously. So when we think about designing our environment for success, think about the last time you came in from driving somewhere or just coming in to the house from a walk. Where did you put your keys? Or where did you put the dog's leash? You probably put it in the same place every day, because that means that you'll save precious time when it's time to leave the house again, because you'll know exactly where those keys are. So this is the exact same idea. You're going to be setting up your kitchen and your workspace so that whenever you're thinking about food or when it's time to eat, it's a little bit easier to make healthier choices. So of course, we're gonna have to start with the kitchen. And the first thing that I would recommend is to declutter the kitchen, because when there's expired foods or foods that you know you're never going to eat, or foods that are just, maybe you just have too many, it gets kind of hard to find the things that you actually want to eat or that you might feel inspired to eat. So go ahead and get rid of anything that you know you're not going to eat. Either it expired or maybe give it away if you know it's something that maybe you're just not into. Go ahead and get rid of some of the clutter. Clear the shelves of the pantry and the fridge, and then rearrange things. So one of the big things with Design for Healthy Eating is to put the healthier foods and the foods that you want to eat more often make those more visible. So think about right now, you probably have options for, bright and colorful melons or berries. You want to go ahead and chop those up, put them in a clear container, and put them on an eye level shelf in the refrigerator. So what that means is you're gonna open the fridge and maybe you're thinking, oh, I need a snack. You're gonna have this beautiful cantaloupe sitting there, or the beautiful watermelon, or the berries sitting there ready for you to grab and go. And that makes a huge difference, because that means that you're gonna choose that over something that may or may not be as healthy. So think about the foods that are healthiest and that you want to prioritize. Put those at eye level. Now this goes for the fridge, the freezer, as well as the pantry. And in the pantry, I would encourage you to, look at some of the foods that maybe you don't want to eat as often. Maybe stick those in the back. So using that whole out of sight, out of mind cliche, but it's really true in this case, just putting it in the back, it makes you maybe not think about it as often. You can still have the cookies, but they're just not calling out to you as soon as you open the pantry. So those are a couple simple things that you can do in your pantry to create an environment where healthy foods are right there at the front. So you want to kind of keep that in mind. And then the next thing is to consider meal prep. Now, if the thought of preparing meals or meal prep sends you screaming because you're thinking, I don't want same food every day. You've seen all the photos of same food lined up every day. It doesn't have to be that way, I promise. But there is some value to meal prep for a lot of people. Sometimes just taking the time to batch cook certain things can make a difference, or just chopping up vegetables. Because the last time you decided to cook, did you decide not to cook because you had to chop a lot of vegetables and you just didn't feel like it and it was just easier to order takeout? Think about maybe if you already had the onions prepped and chopped, or the peppers already prepped and chopped, and all you had to do was pull them from the fridge or even from the freezer, put them into the skillet, and all of a sudden you're already cooking without all of the prep work. It's already been done for you. So reimagine meal prep in a way that will just make it a little bit easier for you to prepare healthy meals. And along those same lines, think about grains or beans, foods that you can cook in bulk, and go ahead and make a big batch of those on a Sunday or a Saturday when you might have a little extra time, Friday night, whatever you have, go ahead and make an extra batch of those. And it becomes pretty easy to make a veggie bowl with quinoa if it's already cooked. So think about ways that you can do that a little more often and incorporate those as your meal prep. And don't feel pressure to have the exact same thing every day. You can mix it up. One of my favorite things to do is to boil several eggs on Sunday. I'll do like 7 of them. As long as you don't crack the eggs, they actually stay good for throughout the week. So those make for a really quick snack or an easy breakfast. So just think about things that you can make ahead, stash it away so that you can grab and go really quickly and easily. Now, the last thing that I want to touch on is our workspace. So whether you're working at home or if you're still going into an office or working in a place where you have a break room, most of us have, some sort of a dedicated space at some point, or you might keep snacks in your work bag. Think about your environment of wherever you're working, and you want to make sure that it is set up also for you to succeed. So if your goal is to drink more water, then take a water bottle with you. If you have a desk, then put the water bottle on the desk, fill it with ice and water. Get one that you like because you're gonna be staring at it. So get one that you like. Or if you like tea, use your favorite mug. If you're on the go, get one that can be carried. That will help you to always have water nearby and help you to stay hydrated, especially in the summer. Now the same goes for snacks. If your goal is to eat a bit healthier, go ahead and take healthier snacks with you. So you might consider little teeny bags or jars of nuts or seeds or a piece of fruit. Keeping those either at your desk or in your work bag can make a huge difference and maybe keep you from visiting the vending machine as often. And the other side of it is to just pay attention to what's at your desk, right? So if you typically would keep snacks there, and then if you find that you're mindlessly eating the cheese snacks or something like that, then maybe consider keeping those in the kitchen so that at least you have to walk a little bit further to get them. So give those things a try and see how it helps to maybe help you to design your environment for healthier eating. Now, I'm going to turn the tables over to you. I've been talking a lot here. I gave you 3 different things that you can do, but I'd love to hear how maybe you've already been designing your environment to eat better. So I'm going to turn the tables now and ask you to share with me at least one thing that maybe you've already been doing, or if there's something that stood out to you in this session, something that you might start doing. Go ahead and share that in the chat at the bottom of your screen. I'd love to hear what you're doing. Now, I'm going to share one of mine, and I kind of gave you one earlier, the way that I like to batch cook eggs, but I also like to batch cook steel cut oats. Now, I do this more so in the winter. In the summer, sometimes it's just maybe brown rice or quinoa that I'll cook in the pressure cooker, and it just makes a huge difference because the grains that could take 20 to even 40 minutes to cook are already done, and I can add those to grain bowls, to breakfast bowls, to salads throughout the week, and it just makes my life so much easier. So let me take a look and see what you are trying. Okay, so someone said she is hiding the chips that her husband buys. I know, sometimes, things are going to be in the house that maybe you don't want, so you put them out of sight, out of mind. It really does work. And I could definitely batch cook grains. Never thought about doing oats also. Yeah, oats are super simple. And if you buy the instant ones, of course, they take no time if you microwave them. But if you go ahead and cook some steel cut oats and you portion them into little bowls, you can grab one, put some yogurt, fruit, nuts, nut butter, whatever it is, and you literally have an instant breakfast that you hardly have to think about. So I see, never thought of freezing cut up vegetables ahead of time. Absolutely. Now this works also for things like onions that maybe you don't need the whole onion and you go ahead and chop the whole one anyway, put half of it in the freezer. Perfect for soups and stews, anything that doesn't mind a little bit of extra moisture. It's perfect. So these are great. Thank you so much for sharing the things that you've already been doing and that you're planning to do, because it really does help to enhance the community. Everybody gets to kind of see what we're thinking. So I hope that this was helpful for you. We like to close all of our sessions here at Mindset Live with a call for generosity. And what I mean by that is to take what you've learned today and share it with a friend, family member, a neighbor, so that they can also benefit from it. And that's our way of being able to continue to give to the community and hopefully encourage you to do the same. So that's all I have for today. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you next time.